This game has too many fucking buttons, man. This game has too many buttons! Too many buttons that do random things, man. It's gonna be so brutal playing EU5 and there not being a billion buttons that you don't know what they do. And before EU5 is even worse, with random buttons that you don't know what the f they do. 300 buttons on your screen. What does this button do? Oh. Oh wait, hold on. We can actually count how many buttons are on the screen. 1? Hold on. Something that looks like a button but is not a button. It just tells you there's a river there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 buttons. At the top here. Another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 buttons here. Just in these 2 boxes. 1, 2, 3 buttons. 1 button that I can't press at the moment. Another button here. A button here to change objective, which I've never used in my life. Siege view. A second button in this box. And then 2 more buttons down here. Fucking stupid. Oh, this is a button apparently. I didn't even know this was a button. Oh, and then sometimes, depending on the nation you play, there's a button right here for... What are they called? Like orders? But it's only sometimes, and you never know what nation has one. Sometimes you'll open the state window and there will be a button here. That's one of the best buttons. I've only ever seen it like once. I've seen it as Bohemia, that's it. Too much stuff to press. Oh yeah, up here there's 4 more buttons. Plus an edict button, which has about 8 more buttons. 9 more buttons. Oh, buttons to organize the provinces in a state, because that matters. They can't just be organized by name by default. Button tier list, alright. I think that the trading post button is pretty up there. That's at least an A. The trade node interface button, I've never used this in my life. I'd rather just go to the trade map mode and press it. That's at least a D tier. Most power in province button, never even touched this in my life. I would never press this button. F tier. This button, base price, current price. Does this ever change besides like global events? I don't know if this button matters. I don't know if I want this button here. Produces 6 out of the 29 total produced. What in the world? That's you know what? That provides some information. It's kind of funny to be the one person producing all of one good. So I'll give this button at least a B. Siege view, well, when you click on a province, it defaults to siege view, so this is a D tier button. Objective, F tier, never used it. Return province, B tier button, because if you accidentally press it, it's funny. Client state, the client state menu is ass. It's actually so cancer. I give that F tier. Institution, B tier. I find myself clicking this button a lot, so it's useful, but I wish it was a little bit more informative. Like, they could really just turn this into... There's like a whole area down here at the bottom where they could put like circles for the institutions or bars or something. It doesn't need its own window, and it covers up the buildings, so sometimes I'm like, I want to access my great projects, but this is in the way. Hire mercs, build ships, recruit regiments. Never use these buttons. F tier. Autonomy. Feels good to press these buttons. These are A tier. Culture conversion, S tier. Cores and claims. These buttons just open diplomacy. D tier. But they're informative. C tier. C tier for informative. Province history. I'm gonna say S tier just because it's funny to see who gets what provinces. Although it's sad that it only goes back to 1444. All the dev buttons are S tier, but the dev exploiting buttons are A tier. They're A tier because it's funny to press them, but they're not useful, so they're below S tier. S for sorry, we'll do it again. Oh, true. Exploit Exploit development is S tier for... Oops, sorry. Not useful. I've never exploited development. What about the exit game button? That's like S plus tier. SSR. If EU5 doesn't have twice as many buttons as this game, I'm gonna be genuinely disappointed. Wanna know what my one fear is actually? My one fear is that they remove the macro builder in EU5. I think this is the macro builder. All of these buttons in the macro builder are S tier. Especially the diplomacy thing. I love when you're a great power, you can just pay off people's debt using this. I think that the diplomacy tab in the macro builder is the best thing ever made. If this isn't in EU5, I'm gonna be genuinely... like, I'm gonna be so sad. Game would be better with gacha like you need buttons by spending gold or real money. Well, hold on. You spend gold by pressing the buildings button and then pressing a building and clicking the buttons on the states. What do you mean? That's basically a gacha mechanic.